61's Lissette Nunez joining us from the capital city this morning with the latest information here. Lissette, good morning.
Good morning, Keith and Margo. In just a couple of hours, vaccine distribution will begin here at Hartford Healthcare. As you mentioned, it's going to be doctors and nurses among the few people who will be receiving this vaccine after it was authorized by the FDA over the weekend. So here's the plan. So we're right next to the loading dock here at Hartford Hospital. Individuals living in long-term care facilities, they will also be the first part of this first round. They are expected to see the vaccine next week. So some exciting stuff happening here at Hartford Hospital. We'll make sure to keep you updated throughout the morning show, but for now we're live in Hartford. Lissette Nunez.
Joining us live from Hartford this morning with those details. Lissette, good morning.
Good morning, and it feels like it's been a long time coming, but the day is finally here. We will see some of the first people here in Connecticut to get vaccinated. Now we're still waiting for that delivery. So the reason why we're standing right off of the loading dock here at Hartford Hospital is because this is where what about masks? What happened to masks after people start to get vaccinated? Well, that's an answer that infectious disease doctors, and we know that Dr. Gifford has also answered. They said that please continue wearing your mask even after you're vaccinated, because we still have to wait and see how many people end up getting vaccinated. I think the number that doctors have been pulling out, they've been saying that they want at least 70 to 80% of the population to get vaccinated. And mind you, for the Pfizer vaccine, you do need to get 2 doses. And we also know that this vaccine will not be readily available until the summer. So what we've been hearing from doctors so far is continue to wear your mask even after you're vaccinated. We're live in Hartford. Lissette Nunez, Fox 61 News.
Lissette Nunez joining us live from Hartford this morning with the latest. Lissette, good morning.
Good morning, and a historic day for Connecticut. In a couple of hours, that's when we expect the first round of vaccines to arrive here at Hartford Hospital. So we're right off the loading dock right now. So at about 10:30 this morning, that's when people to get vaccinated here in Connecticut. Also included in that first group will be people living in long-term health facilities. And happening later this morning, we plan on seeing Governor Lamont. He will be stopping by here at Hartford Hospital. Once again, the timeline for those first vaccines is at around 11:30 in the morning. That's when we expect folks to get vaccinated, but around 10:30 a.m., that's when we can expect that truck to pull in with those vaccines. We'll be staying on top of this story. Any updates I have throughout the morning, we'll be taking that information live on air and also online. We're live from Hartford Hospital. Lissette Nunez, Fox 61 News.
This morning, she's talking about when exactly they will be arriving to Hartford. Lissette, good morning.
Good morning. A lot of people have been anxiously waiting for this day, and it's finally here. So in a couple of hours, that's when we could expect the first round of vaccines to get here in Connecticut. So we're standing right next to Hartford Hospital. This is the loading dock here. I'm going to step out of the way just to give, and then also people living inside long-term healthcare facilities. I want to give you one last final look of what it's looking like outside.
Live from Hartford with those details. Lissette.
Good morning. We are seeing some movement here on the grounds at Hartford Hospital within the last 2 to 3 minutes. That's when we noticed. If you guys could hear me right now. Hey, Keith and Ashley, if you could hear me, they're about to open the box in just 1 minute right now. So if you guys can stay on this right now, and what happens to the vaccine after that, they're going to take it up to the pharmacy. They're going to wait about 30 minutes for it to thaw out. But you just saw it live here on air. They were able to open the box. They couldn't leave it open for such a long time because obviously it's very temperature sensitive. Now we are waiting to get an additional update from some doctors here at Hartford Hospital, but just an incredible sight to see and be able to see them receive the first box of COVID-19 vaccines. So just a historical moment here at Hartford Hospital. We'll be checking in with you throughout the morning show, but that's the latest here from Hartford. Lissette Nunez, Fox 61 News.
And Lissette, I know you are waiting on that news conference right now, so you might not have a ton of information, but you did just mention it does have to thaw out there for a bit. But after that point, any idea if they plan on vaccinating anyone today, maybe later this afternoon?
Yes, definitely. So after that 30-minute window, that's when we expect folks to get vaccinated. I think the timeline that they gave us was around 11 in the morning, but we saw how quickly things started changing. But once again, we do expect nurses, doctors, respiratory therapists, just some of the people who will be vaccinated here in Hartford.
Lissette, describe for us, if you would, there was a lot just going on right there. Who was at that loading dock? Who did you see out there receiving this shipment this morning?
Sorry, Keith, ask that one more time. I didn't catch that.
I was just saying there's a lot of activity out there this morning. You're doing a great job covering it all. Who did you see out there this morning at that loading dock? Who was kind of on that team to receive the vaccine this morning?
So we saw Dr. Kumar, Dr. Grant here, who have been one of the leading folks here who has been speaking out during this pandemic. As far as some of the delivery companies here, we had UPS, FedEx. We started seeing some movement at around top of the 9 o'clock hour, and that's when we started seeing some activity. Healthcare officials started coming out, and that's when you saw me live on air just asking if this was the vaccine, and that's when they confirmed it.
Yeah, certainly a moment that we are going to remember right here on Fox 61. Now, we were just obviously focusing on that one box. Is that the shipment that Hartford Healthcare is expecting? Is that the only box, or did you see other boxes being unloaded? I know they gave you a time of 10:30, so they're a little ahead of schedule here.
Yeah, they definitely were. No, we were seeing more boxes before they officially confirmed it, and we already did get footage. They had one of the delivery guys had like a stack of boxes, so definitely not the only box. They only pulled that box just to show us and get a closer look of that.
This is a big deal.
Brandon, I don't know if Brandon can kind of give us a look around this morning at what you're seeing out there now. The breaking news here really within the last couple of minutes after months in discovery and production and research, that COVID-19 vaccine largely crafted by Pfizer making its way here to the state of Connecticut. And the goal now is to get that vaccine first and foremost to some of our frontline workers, doctors and nurses. This a huge, huge day both here in Connecticut and really around the world, as so many lives actually have just
Missing history right there as the vaccine arrived. She was right there with the camera watching it as they unboxed the vaccine. Lissette, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? I know we're still waiting on that news conference, but if anybody's just joining us, catch them up to speed right now.
Yeah, what an incredible past 15, 20 minutes it's been here outside of Hartford Hospital. Things definitely changed up as far as timeline. We were expecting things to ramp up at around 10:30. That's when the vaccine was expected to get here, but you saw how quickly things changed. The vaccine got here at around 9 in the morning, and then we started noticing some movement. We saw a UPS truck, a FedEx truck. We were just watching out, and then that's when we started noticing more Hartford healthcare officials coming down here to the loading dock, and they confirmed it live on air, saying that the vaccines were officially here. So if you are just joining us, the trucks ended up pulling right there 15 healthcare officials, so that ranges from doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists. So we expect that to happen within the next hour or so. So those folks will be receiving their first dose, but of course we've been hearing multiple times you need 2 doses of this COVID-19 vaccine. Once again, as far as the timeline of how soon folks could see this vaccine, well, we know that healthcare officials and also individuals who live in long-term facilities, those are going to be the first people that are going to be within that first round, and we do expect this vaccine to be available, at least readily available to everyone around the summertime. So that's just a timeline of what's been going on here at Hartford Hospital. We also know that my colleague Lauren Sensi, she is over at the press conference, which is expected to get started at 10 in the morning. That's where we plan on hearing more from Governor Lamont and also doctors here at Hartford Hospital. We're going to be standing by for any updates, but for now we're live in Hartford. Lissette Nunez, Fox 61 News.
All right, Lissette, thank you so much for your hard work this morning. Great job out there. We do want to continue our live team. Vaccine is here. The vaccine is here. So let's get right back out to her as she was watching this all unfold. Lissette, catch us up to speed here.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, yeah, it was a front row seat to history that we saw here in Hartford. We saw the first vaccines arrive at Hartford Hospital. We saw it here live on air, how quickly things change. We were expecting the vaccine to get here at around 10:30 this morning, but we started seeing some movement here at the loading dock at around 9 o'clock in Connecticut. So we expect 15 people to be vaccinated today, and they also expect more people to be vaccinated in the coming couple of days. So we know that a total of 1,950 people will be vaccinated within the next week or so. They still are working on a timeline for that. Here's a little bit of that interview that we did with some of the doctors this morning.